welcome from DFib. We watched The Boys, episode 4 and 5. My voice is incredible. I'm not sick. You're sick. If you didn't watch our last recap of episodes 1, 2, and 3, which we called a masterpiece of TV.
Did we?
No, we did not. We said quite the opposite. I think I said the most 5 out of 10 thing I've ever watched. You can watch it or listen to it. No, only watch it. We only do these in video. I have loads of notes for episode 4.
I'm worried.
And I was so looking forward to talking to you about episode 4.
Yeah.
What did you think about episode 4?
I feel like you should answer that first.
No, I want to get your gauge.
I want to get your gauge.
Why do you always shirk? Whenever I throw you the bone, you're like, oh, you go first.
Why do I have to always go first?
Because I start the question.
That's not fair.
You should take the leadership and you get to go first.
I said first last time.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm going to believe you, but I don't think I should. I really liked it.
Oh, you liked it?
I liked it. These notes are mostly positive.
Ah.
And that's what I want to talk to you about. Because it was a good episode of The Boys for the first time in over a season. What did you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Holy crap.
I wouldn't say I still can. I wouldn't come out of it needing to watch another episode, so I wouldn't say, like, I enjoyed it. I think that's just because they've put the bar quite low, so this was...
I have that note.
I don't know if this episode was that good or it's just better than what they've been doing.
That's all I was concerned about that. I didn't know whether I liked it because after the last 3 episodes, my expectations were so low. So we see Butcher's got like this little worm wriggling about his head. And I thought, oh, this might be a clever way to represent like the manifestation of this illness, of this tumour. Like, he feels like something's wriggling through his head. And all I was thinking was, I just hope it's not an actual worm that's wriggling through his head. I hope this is like, a metaphor for his illness. Then it turned out it was an actual worm wriggling through his head. And they weren't trying to be clever.
No.
I remember! I bet Frenchie's happy this guy doesn't have a foot fetish, because the only way...
He's had nightmares over this ankle.
Yeah.
Why do you shower with your left sock on? No reason.
The guy goes into a spiel about, like, this whole dramatic backstory about his family. And he talks about the ankle, right? He's like, oh, they got killed, and if only I could find the person that killed them, and I only remember the one ankle. And I was convinced that he actually knew it was Frenchie and has been playing this double bluff game where he's been trying to make him feel guilty and trying to get into his head. And once again, I was adding an extra layer to the boys that wasn't there.
No, he was just clueless and like Frenchie.
Yeah, and then Frenchie just gave it away and he actually had no idea. I was really disappointed in that because I thought we've been led astray with this and there's a bit more depth going on here, but there's not.
I like how every time Butcher's ex-wife comes on the screen, it has to show us every time that she's in fact not real.
You love this.
Every single time.
You love it when ghosts come on screen and the audience has to be reminded.
Every shot. I get once. I can understand doing it once or twice, but we don't need to see it every time.
What if she's real, Zach?
Every time we'd cut to the same shot and she's not there and he was like, oh yeah, it's a ghost. Yep, we know. We understand. We saw her die.
Aren't you so glad that they righted their wrongs and finally after all this time, they brought the Butcher back in. After half an episode of his absence, they needed him again.
I don't even know why they were so like hell-bent on having him out. He weren't gonna... It was so stupid.
What was the point? It wasn't even the whole episode. They kicked him out like at the end of the last episode.
Can you imagine? Just you're not feeling very well. You had an off. You called in sick for work, and it happened to be the day Homelander came home.
You would be so thankful. I'm kind of upset they didn't write that in. It's like, where's Frank? Oh, he's off ill. I'll be 1 second.
Obviously, that lady was off on holiday, but she came back. But I imagine just some unimportant person has definitely had that day off.
Yeah,
comes back tomorrow. And like, huh?
Where is everyone?
Glad I was here yesterday.
I quite like that finally we have more Homelander drama and more Homelander sort of character development. Because I want this season to lean more into sort of giving us empathy for Homelander, to show why he became this monster. Because it might be an interesting redemption if he ends up helping the boys in his own warped, twisted way. And I think I can see them, especially after episode 5, I think I can see him go in this direction where he's gonna be an asset. And I think we'll have that issue where Butcher's gonna want to kill him, but he's doing good now. You know, he might actually be like trying to save people and putting down Vought, because clearly there's this hatred burning inside him. As he said in episode 5, which I know we haven't got to yet, he doesn't want to be a slave anymore. And I can see them going this direction, and I actually welcome it. And I think that's where most of the positive stuff comes from. I know the bad guy redeeming himself to become the good guy is well-trodden ground, but I think they could do it in a fresh way. I don't think they will, but I think they can.
Don't think they'll go that way either.
Do you not think? You think they're still going to make him antagonist number 1?
I think so. I think something will probably happen where he's like probably going down that road, and then probably something happens to Ryan or something, and then he goes but snaps back.
I can see it. I don't want it. I want.
So I'm pretty certain until the whole show ends with Homelander dying in the last episode.
Probably, but wouldn't that be cool if Homelander becomes a proper good guy? Obviously still warped, you know, but he's doing good for the world. He is a force for good. And then Butcher kills him because he can't get over this petty vengeance. And Butcher has just killed the good guy. Wouldn't that be a nice turn of the tables?
Anyway.
Well, I don't think he is anymore. But then he might be based on episode 5 with the metaphorical brain worm. The humour in this show. And I'm going to bleed into episode 5 here as well, because otherwise I'll loop back on myself. I hate this show is an 18. Write some fucking jokes like it's made for adults. Honestly. There was a bloody autocorrect joke in episode 4. An autocorrect joke in 2024 in an 18 show. She wrote duck instead of fuck. Wow. Incredible. I know I shouldn't be this upset about it, but really, this is the bottom of the barrel we're dealing with here. And then you've got literally this episode 5, where it's like, ha, how funny and random, flying sheep. It's not funny. It's not random. I don't care. You know?
I don't know why, what the point of flying sheep were.
It's just to be kooky and weird. And then it's like, oh, the sheep is vomiting now. Isn't that funny? Puke and farts and poop? No! This show's an 18! God damn it! I would not have this criticism if it was made for 7-year-olds. And sometimes I watch this show and I think it bloody is made for 7-year-olds. With the amount of sex, dick... There were like 5 pussy jokes in episode 5.
Yeah, well.
What the fuck? Seriously? You know? And you could... There's still ways to be crass. Now we'll look back to episode 4. When Homelander gets the guy to jerk off in front of him. That's crass. That's rude. That's, you know, a penis joke in a way. But the way it was contextualized, the fact that he's leaning into his trauma, and then the way that he literally is like, you're going to do this or you're going to die. There's this tense nature to it. It's meaningful. It's still edgy, and it's still like a sex joke, but like it feels adult in the way that that's done.
See, I wouldn't have done that if I was the man.
What would you have done?
You're gonna die anyway.
You gotta try.
Well,
what are you gonna do? Run?
No, just let him kill you. You're gonna die anyway. You can't say he would have like. He's not very He's tried before when he's like tried to like injure someone and then like keep them alive. He's not very good at that. He just kind of misses the mark. So he probably would have been like, oh, laser his leg off. Oh, I missed. I got his heart. You're gonna die anyway. Why even have the embarrassing like 5 minutes beforehand?
Yeah. I mean, I see your point.
If it was just
I
a
think
guy
I
with-
would try to survive. When they were like, let's get dirt on Firecracker, all I thought is, just don't make her a paedophile. It'd be way too obvious. That is the most obvious thing, is to have a paedophile be anti-paedophiles.
I mean, true, but I mean, she'd tell with like a badass.
Yeah, and then that surprised me. Yeah.
I was like, oh god, they've actually got her here, and then
And she just went, okay, bunk. And then, like, used the power of Christianity to turn it back around, which is like, I really liked.
I realise why they've got her on. I mean, why the cleverest girl in the world has got her.
Yeah.
she's. I mean,
Cleverest person.
yeah. I don't know if she's got any power, Firecracker, but she's
Yeah, she could make a spark.
but she's very persuasive.
Yeah. I like that it shows people are willing to accept people they trust, even when they've been outed as a hypocrite. And this is true in the world, and it's very sad. But it's like, you're a leader, and I like you, and yeah, okay, you might be a paedophile, but we like you more than the other paedophile.
I don't really know what Starlight's doing this season. She's kind of like, she's just not really doing much. I mean, saying that, I guess it's the same as everything. Frenchie just kind of follows the crowd.
Yeah.
Nico follows Frenchie.
Yeah.
Huey's been with his dad all season.
Yeah.
Starlight's doing stuff, and then you've got Em and Butcher. Is like the only. I mean, Em just kind of tries to control Butcher and fails, and then Butcher's more or less doing all anyway.
Look, that's the problem with the season. Is everyone's lacking their own compelling motivation
I don't know what Em's is because he was like out of this like so many times
to lead the boys. Back to the dick laser. Last episode, I was talking about shock for shock value's sake, how it needs to have meaning for it to be shocking. And I actually think this is the example of when they do it right.
Yeah.
Laser off someone's dick is shocking, but it needs to have that meaning. You know, it meant a lot to Homelander. It's no one wants to see that. That's horrible. That whole scene was awful, and I was actually cringing a little bit for the first time in like 2 seasons of The Boys. Dick Laser is back on form for The Boys, and I just hope in episode 5 they don't undo that by just throwing in shock value for the sake of it. Random farm yard animals.
We probably should get to episode 5 because this was meant to be short episodes. So
It was nice Huey actually being useful for the first time in 4 seasons when he killed the guy. That was cool.
Just.
And then Kimiko got blown in half, but it's fine. Huey can't get scratched because
He did get scratched. He got stabbed twice.
he got scratched.
Yeah.
My bad.
And he fell over.
His worst wound was that he walked into a forklift. Kimiko got blown in half.
Yeah, but she can get back together really quickly, which I don't know whether that was ever established.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah, she just recovers. It's fine. Again, I'll give the show credit for even daring to talk about abortion. In the climate in America right now, many writers would not touch that with a barge pole.
I don't care.
And, I respect the boys for actually going, we have an opinion, we're going to state it. Butcher's worm thing should have been set up in episode 1. Episode 1, show the worm. Episode 4, pay it off. That's good plotting. To show at the start of the episode and pay it off, come on.
It's half-assed plotting.
Yeah, because you would have that intrigue of what is that thing in his brain. We won't expect you to forward think, boys. We know you're just kind of making it up as you go at this point. I think that's about it for this episode that I want to talk about.
So I think this one was about 7.
My heart would say 8, but I think you're right with the whole episodes 1 to 3 just brought my bar so low that might kill us off. So I'm also going to say 7 for
We haven't
episode
agreed
4.
on too many of them.
Yeah.
So I actually haven't written a note for episode 5.
Episode 5, I liked this episode a hell of a lot less. See, that was a little trick.
I was literally my heart was about to drop then. I was like, we had different opinions on that episode then.
No, we are back. Episode 4, stuck its head just a little bit out of the cloud of crap and was like, hello. And episode 5 was like, okay, go back in now, bye-bye. Back on form. Right?
The
standout, and the only thing I'll remember this episode for, was Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg, it was nice to see. It's nice to see him get out of his bed. It would have been surprising if they.
Yeah, I knew. I think you don't just put Simon Pegg in a bed.
I'm glad Hugh got to say his goodbye. It's weird that the boys do not miss him when he's not there.
No, they didn't bring him up. But Pegg Peg has this problem where obviously he actually got to do something interesting for the first time in the show as well. He's been there since episode 1, and this is the first time he's actually been on screen. But not only
He's such a
that,
good actor.
he outclassed everybody. It was so painful watching those scenes of him acting because he was a way higher scale than Huey or his mum.
Yeah, his mum's just a bait. Like Huey's obviously one of the leads, but his mum's just a bit part.
I know, but he just destroyed it. Peggy did. Every scene with him was just a blast, and it was kind of like meaningless filler, because the outcome was the same regardless. But I will take it. That's the only bit of the episode I enjoyed. Was Simon Pegg just tearing up
I
hospital.
still can't believe like Anna Starlight wouldn't come to the hospital once.
But she couldn't. She's got important things to do, like beating up
Sheep.
Firecracker, sheep. The scene at the end was really touching.
Yeah, that was nice. I like that.
That was really good. It was nice to say goodbye. I like the whole Huey. He's just too empathetic, and even wouldn't let his dying cat go. I did the same with his dad.
I did like when he was going to let him go, but his mum actually put the V in.
Yeah,
which I'm glad wasn't like. I'm glad they just kind of said that straight away.
Yeah,
because I thought the mum would be like, I didn't use it.
I didn't do it. Who was it?
And then he's like, oh, okay. And then it's a big thing 2 episodes later. But no, they actually just baseball batted that away, so that was good. But it was nice when obviously the first time in this, he's just like, I want to go to Paris to do this, and then obviously when he said, I want to go to Paris, and Huey brought up, yeah, we can do this. It's like, yeah,
it was really nice. Like
that was a nice moment.
It's the best gentle scene I've seen in The Boys for a while. The Vought Expo, I like, and I do think it's a bit cocky, but I also kind of like that Amazon just comes out here and just mocks Disney endlessly. This is phase 3 through 17. Like, I love it. Trying to make product placement a feature is something I can see Disney doing. That's the thing. Everything they said in that expo, if you told me Disney announced this, I would believe it.
I didn't mind that. Yeah, I didn't mind that. Like in the grand scheme of things, it does nothing. But like,
it fills out the world. I've always liked it when they've done the fake trailers and TV. Because it just shows how corporate this world.
Will Farrow. And I like Ryan's just like, I want to be. I actually want to help people, and it's like, let's slap this guy. And he's actually looking really like. It's like, I don't know if you're. That's not the definition of helping people, but.
Well, yeah. But what's nice is he's letting her get her revenge.
Yeah.
I think, again, this is leaning into the empathy thing, because if Ryan wants to start being a real hero, Homelander might go with him, and it's going to go down that path I was talking about earlier. Because there is that change, and I think it might be a bit sudden that Homelander had one experience with his childhood, and just went,
but that was
I'm a good person now.
That's what Five Stark said. It was just like, you need to go home to sort everything out. He went home, and now he's happy.
It still would have been nice to have a more subtle change.
I know I'm just going to go back to episode 4 again quickly.
Okay.
But I like how they didn't show us him murdering everyone.
Yeah, but this is what's good about episode 4 is they show you the impactful bits. Every other Boys episode would have been like, here's 2 interrupted moments of just lasering people.
Still, I'm surprised they didn't.
Actually, they did. It was called the ice skating scene. We didn't need it. It didn't do anything.
And then he just left that old lady in there.
Yeah,
so I guess die.
Yeah, the guy that comes back from holiday tomorrow. He's just like, hello? Why does it smell like flesh?
We'll go back to 5 now.
I can see this happening. That's what made me think we're going to get more Homelander redemption. Even though I wish it was more subtle, but it's quite nice seeing him be a good father.
When he was just like, I've been doing this to you, so like, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah. We're not slaves anymore. We've been emancipated. Says the most powerful man in the universe.
I think obviously with Homelander, all the 7, they all do listen to him, bar A-Train. He's not subtle at all that he's been so suspicious. There's no way the cleverest person alive doesn't know this. Or if she doesn't, there's no way.
She brings in the host guy, and she's like, "Oh, he's been the one that leaked everything." And A-Train's like,
"Oh, really?" I
just hope no one looks at him. No one glances over and goes, "You're right, mate."
She's looking every time.
Yeah,
but like, I don't know whether they're just playing with him. They have to be, because he's not obvious.
Yeah, but it makes sense that she would, not the Sister Sage. I can't remember the CEO's name. Makes sense she would frame.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That makes sense.
But Sister Sage definitely knows. She just doesn't know what to do with the information yet.
I don't think she wants to tell Homelander yet, because, I mean...
It's not part of the plan.
It's just going to get shot. He's just going to get lasered. And obviously Homelander wouldn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about A-Train.
No. This TV show, we've just finished reshooting the reshoots, and now it's the most expensive TV show ever. And again... Only Disney would try to spin that to be a good thing. It's like, it's going to be the best show because we spent loads of money on it. The Farm.
Oh, I don't want to talk about The Farm!
Butcher gets out Stan. You may call him Gus Fring if you'd prefer.
That's his only character, isn't it?
Cool. It's true.
I thought he was a good actor in Breaking Bad.
I believe he's an amazing actor. I just think Hollywood are like, you're Gus Fring. So they free him. Because they found that there's a disease that could kill superheroes, which there was a scene in the previously that neither of us had seen before, and I'm presuming came from the spin-off, and I just want to sit down, whoever edited this, and say, maybe in a completely different show, don't put a previously from a different episode.
So I don't know if that was that or just from a previous season that we have just forgot.
It's possible.
Because she was in it. I don't know if she's like gone into the other show.
But they were talking about it being at the college. Of which the show's about the college. We haven't seen the spin-off because, I mean, we barely liked the base show. Why would we watch spin-off?
I do love how they got him out of jail just to go to that one farm place. Just at the hope that he was like, she probably is here if she's done anything. And it happened to be true. I mean, Huey worked with her. Surely he could have just given that information. Could have made Huey useful.
Maybe. No, he was too busy chasing his dad. But then... all the animals mutated. Ain't that funny? I wrote when he let the rabbit go. I was like, can't wait for the rabbit to save them. Rabbit didn't actually save them. But it did sprout out with little worms, which is clearly a hint of what might happen to Butcher should he not leave this. See, I thought him having like superpowers now to pop people's heads or whatever happened that we didn't see was going to mean he's going to be okay. But now it seems like the worms are going to pop out and kill him. So he might not be okay.
They'll figure a way, sir.
They will figure a way. Yeah, when he gets infected with the disease, it's going to actually kill the worms, but not him.
Don't say that. There's a chance that they'll actually do that.
Wink?
I like how there was, 7, 8, 9, I can't remember how many people were walking. 2 nameless people. And you're like, oh no, I wonder who's going to die. Random person 1 goes.
He got chickened.
Who's the next person who goes? Oh, random person number 2.
Sheeped.
Does any of our actual cast get hit? No.
Not even close.
Fucking hell.
Not even close. I don't know, it's bad. It is bad. And the fact they tried to think having flying sheep was hilarious. Even though it brought up... See, I actually thought, when they ran away and were hiding, I thought they were just going to leave it. And the sheep were never going to come back. So I was actually... This is how low the bar this episode was to me. I thought this was like, okay, cool. We now they're going to fight over the cure. But then they decided to bait the sheep with the dead guy.
Loyalties. Straight away, it's just like, he just wanted to bloody your daughter.
I do have some science questions about I said the cure, the virus, that I'm not sure makes sense. And also about the sheep. So, you haven't considered this, probably, because you probably weren't thinking, which makes sense because it's the boys. These sheep have at least been infected for a little while, but they only chose now to go flying and killing everyone.
Yeah.
Just when the main guys were there.
Yeah.
And instead of, I don't know, going literally anywhere else in the country because they can fly and this could be a real threat that's just cheaper killing people in town, they decide to hang out in the town.
Yeah.
In the farm, sorry.
Yeah.
And they thought they could bait the sheep with a single dead body when there's loads of other animals and bodies and, the entire population of the world around them. And it worked.
Yeah.
If you inject someone, a dead person, with a virus, he's dead, how's the virus isn't going to spread around the body, is it? Because you're dead. So, even if the sheep ate them...
Only that one bit that's infected should probably still be infected.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be... and they did the thing going, how long does it usually take? And it's like, oh, well, it depends. And it just so happened
to be when
they were in danger. The sheep was about to go, and then it just started vomiting and died.
I don't know why.
And then all the others died at the same time.
Butcher's like, I don't. You know, he was happy just to run and be like, yeah, some people die. Like, it's just such a weird character moment.
I don't know. He's been like that since episode 1.
It was just. I mean, I don't know why Mrs. Poppy Headot couldn't just start popping the heads off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
she showed she could with the chicken. Maybe sheep are too complex for her.
Like, she probably. Oh, that was poor.
That whole sequence was poor. Then, even less believable than all the sheep nonsense. Somehow, with all the sheep going about, Butcher managed to stealth a guy out, lock him up, and chop his leg off in like 20 seconds. Bloody hell, A-Train! You couldn't even manage that. How did he do that?
You just answered it.
Oh, he's A-Train.
No, he got A-Train.
He got A-Train to
get the guy.
Oh, I see.
Tie him up to put his leg off and throw it somewhere.
He went, listen, A-Train. I know you're busy today with the whole.
No, he's like, listen here, you little cunt.
Listen here, A-Train, you diabolical cunt. I know you're going to be busy today, but I'm going to get trapped in a barn by flying sheep at about 7:30. If you could come and kidnap a guy who's hiding in the barn, that'd be great. I want to see that scene of the butcher somehow whisking this guy away.
It's not even at the peak butcher level either.
No. And somehow nobody noticed. Not even the president or Stan. But he did it.
That's poor.
That's just, and the fact they don't show it, the fact they don't hint towards it at all,
Well,
just shows that they didn't have a way around it. And instead of making it a better scene and figuring out how to do it, they just went.
Was it a thing that you could make the virus? I didn't think they didn't make that. They said that they have some virus. They didn't.
Well, he manufactured it to begin with.
Oh, he did manufacture it.
I believe so. Yeah. Maybe you have to watch Gen V to figure that out. I don't know. But yeah, Butcher is Stealth King, and then they're going to send Stan back to prison, and then they did send Stan back to prison. The president saved him.
I would say he's not dead. Not yet.
Yeah, he's not dead. He'll be back for some reason.
But no, that poor. Now Frankie's in jail.
And yeah, Frenchie, you could call him Frankie.
Frenchie
just turned himself in because I guess he's feeling bad.
You're not going to feel any better.
Yeah, I feel like, if you had the cause, I mean, maybe his cause is lacking, but if you had the cause, like, I'll turn myself in after we've stopped the suits.
He doesn't care, does he, that much? No. He's just kind of weak, hanging along.
But now they're going to have to break him out of jail at some point.
Yeah.
Obviously. And that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, that goes back down to the 5 out of 10.
I think I'm going to give this one a 4. That's just less. I think, again, it might be the other one because it rose the bar up. Now this one's considerably worse. But 4 seems right because it was actually, the other one was just fine. It was mediocre. This one is actually bad.
Yeah. I mean, our ratings are slightly different, aren't they? Like,
Yeah. Well, if you wanted proof that this is now a kid's show, the credits scene was, McDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. So, there you go.
Fucking...
That's all you need to know.
4 episode. Can't wait till next week.
I was excited for episode 5 based on it, how much I liked episode 4. Not anymore. We'll see you next week.
Well, we won't. Not for this one.
No,
but
we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, for the next one, we'll do episode 6 and 7.
6 and 7. Let's see if they can achieve those scores.
I'll probably take it if they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
2-0 Pip.
Bye.